Today we're going to see if banned commander cards can actually be converted into game changers. All right, so not everyone can play it, but if you're looking for a competitive level commander game, they're going to be legal. So we're going to now continue the series with Prophet of Kruphix. This is a 5-mana 2/3 human wizard. Untap all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step. That's like having 4 turns every single turn if you have all that mana. And you may cast creature cards as though they had flash. So you basically get to empty your hand. You get like I don't know, you get like basically 4 more turns over every other opponent. Even though this is, what is this? This is like pretty similar to Seedborn Muse, if I remember correctly. Wow, look at that. Bryce, who like basically says unban everything, says this card's broken. Don't unban this card. So this is where you draw the line, Bryce. This is where you draw the line on the Prophet of Kruphix. I mean, I don't really have an opinion about this because I never played against this card. It got banned like the moment I even heard that commander even was a thing, that it even came into existence. Feels very game-changey to me. Can we turn this into a game changer? So, I mean, at a CEDH level, was it a problem? See, the whole essence of this show is to say, well, okay, if we were trying to keep these cards out of a casual environment, well, the bracket system does that. If we make them game changers, then they can't even have that many of them in the first place. So if we make them game changers, only the most hardcore, all right, the most purest of the pure, the people who want to play with Jeweled Lotus have to play with this card. Are you one of those people? How would you feel about it? How do you, I mean, are you someone who thinks we should unban every single card? What do you think of this card? The show was just too good. You had to do another, well, yeah, basically. Well, I have to get through the whole ban list. We're like 2/3 through. We're going to get to the last third today. Feels very game-changey, old boy. Oh, it's a game change, all right. It'll change the game to this person having 4 turns and you having only 1. I mean, Seedborn Muse and Born Upon Wind exist now. Jess says, none of you have experienced the real universe, only the signals created by organs in your body. That's right, the organ being our brain. This is a little too broken. I'm surprised. I'm disappointed in everyone. You don't believe in the Prophet of Kruphix, or I guess you believe in it like way too much. Was Tolarian Academy a great game changer? I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. Probably not. That was probably a little too broken. Rated Lux says unban it. Okay, it sounds like everyone says it's too broken. So, all right. Prophet, you're still banned. You're not even good enough for a game changer. You didn't even pass the Bryce test. If Bryce says no, then I guess it's just a no. It dies to Doomblade. Or what is it they say? It dies to Doomblade, Swords to Plowshares, Lightning Bolt. It doesn't survive like any removal, even Red Elemental Blast for the people who play with those cards in their main deck just to beat up on the other blue decks. Whatever. I mean, I guess if they play their, I mean, to be serious, if they play the Prophet and then just pass, I mean, it basically just paid for itself. All right, the next one. I have no idea why this thing is banned. I mean, why? Reoccurring Nightmare. 3-mana enchantment, sack a creature, return Reoccurring Nightmare to its owner's hand, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. I'm like, why is this banned in Commander? There's got to be an explanation. In fact, there is a Reddit post literally saying, why is Reoccurring Nightmare banned in EDH? And I'll just read off. In addition to other stuff, okay, for a few reasons. The ability to return it to your hand is part of the cost. As long as you have a single creature, Reoccurring Nightmare cannot be destroyed if played properly. It's incredibly powerful also. So the second reason, incredibly powerful for a cost of 3 mana. It's like multi-use, reanimate, and effectively doesn't have any card advantage cost. And then for the third reason, it's just annoying to play against. The play pattern just isn't fun to play against. Just mill a decent series of fatties, tokens, generators, and loop value for the entire game. That did not sell it to me, honestly. Did not sell it to me at all. Rated Lex, thank you so much for the super chat. Loves reanimating stuff. Loves Reoccurring Nightmare. Okay, we have no opinion on this card. Jay says Survival of the Fittest combo. Is that really a combo with this thing? Isn't survival of the fittest just a combo by itself? What do you need reoccurring Nightmare for? What do you need to add on to that? 3-mana reanimate that keeps happening strong, but not really insane. Also, has anyone ever heard of Graveyard Hate? Can I introduce you to, like, Grafdigger's Cage, Relic of Progenitus, the Hearse card? Like, what else do I have to say? Does no one play Graveyard Hate these days in Commander? Relic of Progenitus will cycle itself. You can crack it and, like, draw a card off of it. I'm good making this a game changer. Yeah, it's Cthulhian Nightmare, which actually just didn't even do anything. That card is just dead in every format. It's definitely gotten a lot worse due to all the ETB abilities in the format. Doesn't that make it better? Because, like, you play a creature, ETB, sack it, and get, like, probably another creature with an ETB. I mean, Atraxa's big gas. We're not wrong here. You play Tormod's Crypt, I think that's one of the crappier ones. You can get that with Urza Saga, though. And I don't know a commander deck that's not playing Urza Saga. That sounds really weird to me. Leyline of the Void. Well, that sounds a bit aggressive. I mean, it still works, though, I guess. Oh, yeah, Bajuka Bog is a great one. Any deck playing black, why you're not playing Bajuka Bog? Yeah, Cage can slot in any deck anyway. So I don't understand the hate on reoccurring Nightmare. I mean, it's not even banned in Legacy. And if it's not banned in Legacy, you gotta ask yourself. I actually didn't know it was not banned. I didn't know it was legal in Legacy. I've never played against it. I don't think I played against this card in Legacy, but I actually assumed it was banned. Make it bracket 6? No, that might be too good. Okay, remember, the bracket, 5, bracket 4. This is for people who they don't want to play against the annoying cards. They're like too much value. This is like in that sort of category. It's in that sort of world. So probably, we could probably create it as a game changer. This is very game changer like. If it entered causes an ETB trigger, you can destroy it. Okay. Sacrifice a creature, return this thing back to hand, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate this ability. Huh? I don't get it. Putting this card back into your hand is part of the cost. Danny says, Iona can be moved to a game changer. We talked about that last time. And you know what? No one agreed with me. I agree with you. I agree. Iona could become a game changer. No one had it, though. It's like, they're like, that should just be banned. Bracket 6, no ban list. As far as I know, this is just retired to cube cards. All right. Reoccurring Nightmare, you should come off the ban list. Maybe one day you will. All right, our next banned card. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. What do we say about Raphaelos? Raphaelos the Wise, a green 2/1 elf druid. Now it's legendary, which means it can be your commander, which means maybe a danger. Tap, add green to your mana pool for each forest you control. This plus Yavimaya is basically a combo. Wow, super easy unban, says Rated Lex. Rated Lex likes to play with power as far as I'm concerned. Welcome, Toads. You're in Connecticut? I'm at my mom's birthday. Oh, and Mother's Day. Get a 2-in-1 deal. We're looking at banned commander cards. We're going to see if we can turn them into game changers. We're going to change the game here. We prophesized like 3 cards coming off the ban list. I don't know if they became game changers, though. Oh, here's all the pro-Iona people here. Iona was never really bad, just annoying. Wow, where were all of you when we had the Iona show? Okay, Daniel thinks this a danger. Now, the argument I hear about this card is the longer the game goes, the more dangerous this card can get. Not just because of Yavimaya, but if you're just playing with a lot of force, you have a lot of you have like so much mana included in this stupid card. So, but at the same time, I don't know how much I believe that. If you have like a bunch of forests in play, even dual lands, tri-lands, or whatever, that means you don't have many utility lands. If you don't have utility lands, how far can you get with that? Is this really the most broken way to produce mana today, anyway? The Ghost says this is way too much, even if it's easy to remove. Remember, it has Summoning Sickness, Has anyone ever heard of summoning sickness? You can't, like, it doesn't tap for mana immediately. It's a 2/1 with no protect, nothing. Look, look what Raphaelos is being protected with. It looks like a water bottle. That's it. That's not a lot of protection. I wouldn't trust that water bottle to stop any arrows or bullets. And looks like, what is Raphaelos protecting with that water bottle? A kidney? I think 1 kidney. That's what's going on over there. Yeah, even Mog Fanatic. Can't even survive a Mog Fanatic. How can we say this card is actually all that powerful? Concordant Crossroads says otherwise. Yeah, Concordant Crossroads is a haste card, right? Concordant Cross. So we have Concordant Crossroads. The World Enchantment. All creatures have haste. I still don't even know what a World Enchantment is by today's standards. So Jay says Savala could tap more mana than Raphaelos could ever produce, and it's easy to remove. Unban! Matthew Green says, no, this is worse than Gaia's Cradle. Worse as in more dangerous or less dangerous. Untapping creature is easier than abusing Gaia's Cradle. Even throwing in Gruul for haste or Teamer for untapping, then you can just go infinite. Really good. It's a really good point. How is this card banned, but Gaia's Cradle, that can just be run free? Now, I understand the argument here is this is a commander. You can replay this commander, but it's a mono green commander. How broken can your deck be if you're just mono green? And what are we ramping with this? Eldrazi's or something? The old mono green ramp Eldrazi. He's a lover, not a fighter. Well, I mean, it's gonna defend with something if under attack. There are 10,000 elves in those trees protecting him. Oh, yeah? Let's see them take a bullet. This can be a commander. Say no to the Raffo. Pabno says, I think there can be 1 world enchantment in play at one time. It's like super legendary. I think I heard that too. I just don't know for sure. I never took the time to Google it to find out. I don't play with or against many world enchantments in this game. I agree, Cradle should be banned also. It's like, you're right. Not only do I think Raphaelos should be banned, Gaia's Cradle should be banned. Oh, so what are you saying? Are you saying like if... Okay, now I don't understand what you mean, Matthew. Are you saying like Gaia's Cradle is legal, therefore this thing should be legal? Or Gaia's Cradle is banned, this should be going... Gaia's Cradle should be going with this card. Gaia's Cradle is worse than this card. This card is worth being banned. Just look at his face. I know. He's high on something. World Enchantment rule is true. All right, I'm going to take it from the coffee crew. You say mono green ramp Eldrazi as if it wasn't strong. Well, those decks are like mostly colorless, not actually green. You need double green for this card, for crying out loud. Okay, it sounds like we can unban this card. What do you think, Coffee Crew? All right, we're gonna unban the Raphaelos. People do not think that this is... I mean, yeah, that might be a game changer. It is a game... We're gonna say it's a game changer. It's gonna change the game, probably for the worse for some people, but maybe even better for other people. Oh my god. The next card, you won't believe. Shahrazad. Now, apparently, I watched the interview between... Richard Garfield and the professor from Tolarian Community College. Richard Garfield said this is the best card he ever designed, or so this is his favorite card in all of Magic because of the uniqueness of this card and the flavor. It like apparently hit on all cylinders except that it's a complete way. The only problem, there's only one problem with Shahrazad, and that it's unpractical to play in tournaments. That's the only problem. It makes sub-game into sub-game into sub-game into sub-game, and it just wastes a lot of time. All right, then we go back to Commander, which might be absolutely insane. But you only get one. You can only play one Shahrazad in Commander. So if you do have a sub-game, That's the only sub game. But it's funny, if you play a sub game in Commander with half your deck, then you're just like going back to like 60 card Magic, because you'll just cut your like what 95 card deck into two, into what is closer to a 40, 47, 48 card deck. I love the card, but keep it banned. A card that creates more Magic. That's right, we love more Magic. Don't we want to play more Magic? Isn't that the whole point of this game? Unbanned since Commander games are too short at 4 hours and 7 turns. No! What kind of play group do you play in? That sounds heinous. I mean, so you really want a super long, convoluted game. Okay, Sheelan says, just know this makes games go way too long. I mean, I guess the greatest threat is everyone at the tables playing with Shahrazad. So, like, I play my first Shahrazad. Oh, yeah? Well, in my sub-game, I play another Shahrazad. And then you start running out of table space. I mean, that's probably the greatest risk. It's like, okay, everyone stop the game on the table. We need to play the sub-game underneath the table. All right, I play my next Shahrazad. All right, we need to play the next sub-game in the kitchen. I play the next Shahrazad to the bathroom. To keep playing these sub-games. Hive Mind plus Shahrazad. Oh my god. That sounds terrible. To make people lose their minds instead of just losing the game as a pact. Some people, it's basically a survival of the fittest. Alright, I'm going to continue playing. I'll play all the sub-games. Pretty sure you need multiple tables to use this card. Get them ready. You need like a table that can unfold into a larger table, which can unfold into a larger table. Okay, but can we unban this card? Is it really that bad? It's really bad in 60 card tournament Magic, because you can play with like 4 of them in your deck, and what if your opponent has 4 of them? Then you're just gonna be playing sub game into sub game into sub game for like no damn reason, and hopefully your opponent runs out of cards in their deck. The Big Squig says, I've been wanting to make a Dan deck based around this card just to see how many sub games does it take to win. The mana for that Dan deck sounds awful. You need like double white for this card, and that's a very mono blue archetype or format. What do we have here? Okay, how many tables can we stack? Yeah, this card is banned in Vintage for a reason. Again, it's a tournament card. So like, if you look at the tournament formats, Legacy, Vintage, it's banned there because it's just not practical to be playing with this card in tournaments. It just, even with 1 in your deck, like in Vintage, you could just tutor for it and waste a ton of time just soaking up like an unbelievable amount of time playing these sub games. And remember, it's already a best of 3 like match. It's really, really awful. Doctor Strange's favorite Magic card. Oh yeah, you better believe it. The multiple universes. Even though I like this card, I think unbanning would make the format worse. Wow, you don't think it's fun? You dare defy Richard Garfield? I don't know if he even made this card. Maybe he probably did. There's not enough sub games. Need Storm. Oh my goodness. Yeah, target. The next card you play has Storm. What are game changers? They are legal Magic cards, but with restrictions. They can't be played in like the more casual. Like there's a bracket system in Commander from 1 to 5, and in 1 you can play whatever you want. 2 you can basically play whatever you want. 3 you can only play with 3 game changers. And then in brackets, I believe 4 and 5 you can't play with any game changers. Something close to that. But the point is, it's like, it's an unbanned card, but it's banned in super casual part of Commander. Oh, you know what? But that actually proves everyone's point. So, like, the game changers, the point of them is that you're unbanning them for the competitive players. But if you're in a competitive setting, well, that's just heinous. No one wants to play against Shahrazad. So maybe we actually answered the question here. Okay, Pedgeman, rule question. If you are in the extra turns at the end of a round and play Shahrazad, does the sub-game turns count towards the turn limits, or are they all happening during 1 turn of the main game? It's a really good question, actually. I would assume that's it. So if you're in the last turn, then... I would assume that's just how many turns you get, and then that's it. Yeah, so if you're on the last turn, you play Shahrazad, then the game just ends. Because your opponent's not allowed to have another turn anyway. Or nobody's allowed to have another turn. Yeah, they just created the brackets like 2 months ago. How does this card work if you reset the game with Karn liberated? Well, then you reset the game in the sub game that you're in, and you keep playing that sub game. You don't reset like all the other higher level meta games. Brackets 1 and 2 don't get game changers. Yeah, no game changers not allowed. But you know what? But the funny thing is, in this case, this is the only card on the ban list that would probably make more sense being not a game changer, but then banned as a, I don't know how to put it, legal in bracket 1 and 2, but not legal in bracket 3, 4, and 5, especially 4 and 5. Check bingo, discussing the rules, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I guess it's gotta stay banned. We cannot unban Shahrazad. As wonderful as you are, Shahrazad, I guess you're gonna have to stay on the banned list. Alright, everyone loves Titans. Like Primeval Titan. Okay, everyone said Primeval Titan can come off. How do you feel about Sundering Titan? There's an 8 mana 7/10 golem. When it enters the battlefield or leaves play, choose a land of each basic land type, then destroy those lands. What I've noticed is a lot of these banned commander cards are staples in like Power Cube. Like if I ever play in a cube, this is always in there. Always, 100% of the time. This is a bracket 6 card. 6 card. Okay, so the deal is people don't like losing their lands. Like they hate it by huge margins. So if it comes to play, and remember with dual lands, tri lands, you can like snipe off 3 to 4 lands on one, like from one player, without actually having to hit almost anything of your own. Wait, what? Primeval Tail off the ban list? You guys crazy? Yep, they didn't mind. They think it's fine. Like in competitive, what's wrong? All right, Chris, tell us what you think. What are your thoughts here? Well, I don't like land destruction at all, but this card does cost 8 mana. So yeah. Oh, there is another thing, though. The person who's playing an 8 mana Sundering Titan probably doesn't need their lands nearly as much as you do, because they probably cheated this thing in play with Artifact Ramp. Yeah, just play colorless, duh. Just play Karn Silver Golem as your commander. You can play colorless, and Sundering Titan will never hit you. Oh, got him. No one will ever pay 8 mana for this. Well, then why is it banned? Well, I assume this is like a really anti-casual card. Casual players hate him. Watch how look how to piss them off with this one simple 8 mana trick. Okay, we got one for an unban. I think this card that could just cause a game stall, which might not be a big deal. I think what normally would happen with Sundering Titan is it really screws over 1 to 2 players at the table, and then you just overwhelm them because they're just so far behind on mana. Let's not get it twisted. Losing 2 or more lands is backbreaking. I don't know if anyone noticed, but whoever has more lands on the board basically has more power in a commander game. Beefy! Yes, there are many board wipes that destroy all lands, and almost all are unbanned. You can use cards like Heroic Intervention with those cards and bypass the destruction. Okay, Nicholas says, Sundering Titan destroys so much with just a single blink. Oh yeah! I didn't think about that. I don't know how easy it is to squeeze in the blink package in your mono colorless deck, but it's possible. Make Blink great again. Is there anything wrong with Blink in Commander? I would assume Blink is like pretty fine strategy for the most part. Or maybe not, I don't know. But as it gets more competitive, everyone's just all in on combos and stuff. Dies to artifact and creature removal. And that's the problem, right? That's the problem. Because when it leaves the battlefield, it also blows up lands again. You think that the Sundering Titan player is going to blow up their own lands? No. No, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Argentina says, Gilt Leaf Archdruid is a worse land destruction and is still legal. Unban Titan, please. Oh, the Sundering Titan? What is Gilt Leaf Archdruid? Gilt Leaf. So you're saying it's more dangerous? 5 mana, 3/3. Whenever you play a druid spell, you can draw a card. Tap 7. You control, gain control. Oh, you can. But that, I don't know. I think that's harder to pull off. You need 7 druids. 7 druids from Druidia. Sundering Titan plus Helm of the Host. Ooh, that's a bad combo that actually works. Although it's one of the combo cards is banned, so maybe it's not so bad after all. Haha. Astral Slide plus Sundering Titan is fun. I don't care. Screw your lands. Spoken like a true MTG player. I think we can unban this card. I think this can be a game changer. I mean, this is basically what this is saying is don't touch my lands. I hate land destruction. And that's what bracket 4 and 5 is all about. So I decree that this definitely can be unbanned. Just as Matthew says, keep banned because casual players don't see this as mass land destruction, but a pseudo ramp that they will use to blink and abuse it. The same reason that Sylvan Primordial is also banned. Remember, this becomes a game changer. It's all about finding out what can we unban into game changers, so it won't get to the casual crowd. It will only stay in the competitive realm of E, D, and the E, D, and the H. Okay, next up, you're all gonna have to help explain to me why this is even good in the first place. Sylvan Primordial. The 7 mana 6/8 avatar with reach. When Sylvan Primordial enters the battlefield, for each opponent, destroy target non-creature permanent that player controls. For each permanent destroyed this way, search your library for a forest card, put that card onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. A non-creature permanent. So, but like you don't hit the creatures, so you can't touch the commander. So you can blow up. So hold on. So we're blowing up their thing, and we get the forests. That's pretty nice. That's that's value. Is land destruction hit their lands and ramp up 3 lands? Remember, you can't. You only get to destroy 1 thing from each player. See, the thing with Sundering Titan, you could, in theory, hit someone for all 5. It's like, okay, well, you're a multicolored deck. I'll hit your Swamp Plains, Island, Forest, and Mountain, and good luck. Have a nice life. Whereas with Sylvan Primordial, you can only hit 1 thing. And what are you going to hit, really? Aren't you going to hit only stuff that you'd want to see off the board anyway? This person's going to hit the Soul Ring, the Smothering Tithe, the Rhystic Study. Look, this is the answer to all the problematic cards in the EDH format. All the cards people are complaining about, Sylvan Primordial can deal with it. It's going to bring balance to the game. We don't need to ban cards like Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt. Sylvan Primordial will deal with it. I mean, I guess not, but you could use Mana Crypt to ramp into the Sylvan Primordial. Probably comes out turn 5 with standard green ramp. Yeah, that's right. It will. Remember, it can't touch. I mean, it can touch the lands, but it can't touch the creatures. Expensive, not broken. Oh boy, we're just 1 Modern Horizons away from having this text on a totally designed for Modern Commander card. Yep. Kalonsus. If this only hit 1 player, then unban, but it hits everybody. So, isn't that the spirit of Commander? Cards that get value off of everybody. Land destruction should be bracket 5 game changer. Remember, okay, so this is not going to hit bracket 5. Because I don't even know why you're suggesting that for bracket 5, because they hate land destruction. They hate bracket 5 is like no land destruction, no 2-card combos, don't touch my stuff. Don't look when I play cards. Don't look at me. Don't you dare do that. I don't care you have open mana. You don't dare interact with my stuff. So how do CEDH players feel about this card? Bring balance to the game. I mean, balance was looked at already, wasn't it? Yeah, well, not literally. Beefy. But it's not fair that he gets a land when he destroyed mine. This card should definitely be unbanned. Playgroup slug, so commander games are 4 hours long. Some people, hey, we've talked about this. People love the 4-hour games. And it's like CEDH, they love the short games. And if so, would this even be playable in CEDH? That's like the golden question. Would CEDH even do squat with this card? It goes in no CEDH decks if unbanned. Too slow. That's exactly what I needed to hear. It's worthless. So basically, the most casual this card can get is as a game changer in bracket 3, but those players are limited to 5 game changers, I believe. You can play, it's like bracket 3 is, oh, okay, we're playing casual commander, but we can play with 5 bannable cards, more or less. Ban-worthy cards. Do people even play LD in CEDH? I don't know what you mean by LD. People love 4-hour games, love Shahrazad as well. That's right. 3 game. Oh, is it 3 game changers? Oh, wow! You don't even get so you barely get access to any game changers. Sorry about that. 3 game changers for the people who actually play Sorry, for anyone who plays bracket 3 commander. I play in a world where, well, I mean, we live by the ban list, but we don't live by the game changer list. It means nothing to us. Oh, land destruction. Do people even play land destruction CDH? That's a good question. I don't know if they play strip mine or not. Okay, can we okay, so the consensus was this would see no play in CDH. So in my opinion, that is an incredibly good reason to unban Sylvan Primordial into a game changer. There's no greater reason for it. Maybe a niche natural order pick. If you natural order, you usually want to just win the game. This is like playing with your food if you natural order into this card. Bracket 3 and 4 can handle this card just fine. There we go. We got the explanation right there. All right, we can unban Sylvan Primordial. We're going to look at more banned commander cards that we want to turn into game changers, but we got to thank our sponsors today, starting with FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards and accessories. What do we have advertised for us? No, there's a new deal of the week. There's always a new deal of the week every single week at Fusion Gaming, and it's 20% off Pokemon plushies. Do you know what? Hold on, is it Easter? No, damn. This is a great Easter gift. I think I would have been happy to get a Pokemon plushie when I was a kid for Easter. And also, don't forget you can get your whoa, where are we going here? Get your singles and sealed product at FusionGamingOnline.com, where it's from Tarkir Dragonstorm, Aether Drift, or Innistrad Remastered. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Play with all the game changers you want, every single Commander variant, because you can play Commander, one-on-one Commander, CEDH, all on Magic Online. And the rules, the rules logic will enforce the rules for you properly. And also, of course, you can play casually. They've got tons of casual games with millions of rules. Don't play counter spells, don't play land destruction, no 2-card combos, and so on. You can support the channel playing on Magic Online using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_C1Z. And back to the beautiful world of banned commander cards. All right, and the next card I don't think is going to be a very long discussion. Damn. All right, Time Vault. Is there any argument to making this a game changer? I do have one, actually. Okay, so Time Vault's a 2-mana mono artifact. This artifact enters the battlefield tapped. This artifact doesn't untap during your untap step. If you would begin your turn while this artifact is tapped, you may skip that turn instead. If you do untap this artifact, tap, take an extra turn after this one. Now, my only argument that this could be unbanned for the more competitive crowd is that this is it's legal in Vintage, but not every deck even plays it in Vintage because it just doesn't go in every deck. I mean, there are 2-card combo machines with this, but still, I mean, not everyone can play it. All right, let's see the opinions from the coffee crew. No. Keep banned. Nope. Never. Unbanned for cool art. Well, that's quite the reason. Ha. No. Rated Lex. Ban it, burn it, stuff it in a cannon, shoot it off. Well, the thing is already banned. Shoot into a river and throw that river into the sun. Time Vault is just broken design. Shred it. This can join Shahrazad on the never unbanned list. Michael, NGO, Sonic Screwdriver, 1 mana, untap, Time Vault? Do they have... What's Sonic Screwdriver? I mean, of course, Voltaic Key is enough. 3 mana, tap, add 1 mana of any color, pay 1, tap, untap another target artifact. Yep, that works. That 100% works. That is a combo. I think like the most common one would be Manifold Key, Voltaic Key. Those are cheaper. Does the same thing. Although I have to say, this card looks a little bit more versatile. A lot more versatile, actually. Yeah, Voltaic Key equals remove all other players from the game. And not only that, you can find Voltaic Key and Manifold Key off of Urza Saga. That's synergy. We have one on it. All the people wants to unban it's Jess. Just likes to be a little different, that's all. A contrarian, someone who goes against the grain. Manny Matson says, it's fine. I sense just a little bit of sarcasm, just a little bit. Nikachu, loan me enough cash to get one, then we can unban it. Yeah, that's one way of manipulate. Well, we're not manipulating the market. That's insider trading. There are a bunch of cards that untap artifacts. This is very... Oh, yeah. It's. I'm not arguing that it's not exploitable. It's massively exploitable. You can easily tutor it, just like Matthew Green says. This is the true 9 of the Power 9 versus Time Twister. Ooh, that's a good point. You know what? That's a good question. What is more powerful than this? Is that this or Soul Ring? I might argue still Soul Ring is better. You have to... Like, Soul Ring goes in any deck. This card goes in, like, a very specific deck. Key this turn 1 goes infinite. That's not how Nikachu sponsorships work. Leave it banned unless you ban all of its combo pieces. That is a... And like what? And anything else that interacts with it? I actually played some Vintage once. Actually, maybe more than once. I played Mirror Regery with Time Vault. I had a Merfolk deck, because whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, you can tap or untap target permanent. So I was untapping the Time Vault to get extra turns. Value. That's value, baby. No one can see that. Okay. Well, sounds like democracy rules. Time Vault, you're not going to come... I don't think you're coming back. It's just... There's not a really good chance of that happening. Okay, next up. Let's see if this can be a little bit more debatable. I don't know. Time Walk. Just a blue and 1 generic. Take an extra turn after this one. Take an extra turn after this one. Take an extra turn after this one. Wow, the errata is the same even after all these years. Of all the alpha and beta cards that needed to be reworded, this one did not. Fascinating. Now, obviously, it's great. It often acts like an Explorer, though, as weird as that sounds, where you're... So, like, it's very often very close to this. You see this? Pay a green, 1 generic sorcery. You may play an additional land this turn, draw a card. Now, it's not the same. You're going to get, like, another untap step, but it can sometimes feel like... I shouldn't say sometimes. It very often feels like that. Of course, if you have a very, very developed board, you've done a lot of stuff on your board. So, like, the more advanced your board is, the more dangerous this card gets. The less advanced your board is, the more it's, like, basically just explore. Arian says, Panoptic Mirror on Time Walk, and we get to repeat the whole discussion we had about Time Vault. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a combo. How many 2-card combos win the game in Magic? Seriously, there's millions of them. There's a lot of 2-card game enders on the spot. What would be so different between Panoptic Mirror, which is a pretty clunky card, by the way, and Time Walk combined? Okay, the Big Squig says, keep it banned, because it would be an auto-include in every blue deck. Very boring. Can't we say that about a lot of cards? I mean, there's a point where... I mean, that's just Magic, isn't it? That's just Magic. You could... I mean, yeah, I think this is way more of an auto-include than Time Vault is. Like, if they unban Time Vault, I don't think every deck would play it. I think people are just kidding themselves. They're just going to put in every single deck, even if you could proxy it. Time Walk, you're right. I mean, I don't see a blue deck ever not playing with this card. There's just like no point not to. Make 3 different brackets for Game Changers list. Wouldn't even have to become a game changer since you're not allowed to chain extra turns in brackets 1 to 3? Huh? You mean in the crappier? Am I? Did I get the numbers of the brackets wrong? I thought brackets. Okay, maybe I misunderstood. The CEDH bracket is like 4 to 5, whereas the casual bracket side is 1 to 3. Amy Weaver smokes her lunch. Keep it banned. She's probably smoking something. Look, they got clocks on the. It feels like there's a clock on the face of a human being without skin, and I feel like this whole thing is on the moon or something. Like they're not even on Earth. This art is one of those like really far out there arts, but the power of the card is also far out there. I'm too wary of extra turn cards to unban. Bracket 6 turn 0 decks. Oh, so that's what people are talking about, bracket 6. Okay, so that's like super high power level. So we have a game changers list for a bracket 6. This is a bracket 6 card. Doesn't work with Isochron Scepter. Requires you to imprint an instant. Yeah, it's it's only for instants. Time Walk cannot be used with Isochron Scepter. I'm pretty sure this can work with something else though. Those skinless dudes in the art appear on multiple cards. Really? Name another one. We'll look at it. What else do we have here? Any other discussion? Anyone want to defend Time Walk? Nobody? It's really hard to defend Time Walk. This is like just a strictly vintage card. And also vintage cube card. But you only can have one of them. I wonder if we ban tutors, do cards like this become less powerful? Because with the tutors, like it just becomes way more likely you're gonna find your Time Walk one way or another. We have one person says it's unban worthy. I still stand by keeping it banned. All right. Time Walk is not gonna be walking very far. In fact, it's going nowhere. Wow. Wow. Okay, what about this card? Tinker. How do we feel about Tinker? 3-mana sorcery. At the time you play Tinker, sack an artifact. Switch your library for an artifact card and put that artifact into play. Shuffle your library afterwards. It is the 3-mana natural order. 4 blue to get artifact cards. Now, there are some really heavy-hitting artifacts, right? Like, was this Bolus's Citadel these days? What else? Well, maybe Sundering Titan if we're allowed to get that thing unbanned. Unbanned for history. Christopher B, serious question. Is the option of playing with 2 or 3 or 5+ players EDH a lost concept now? I only hear people specifically talk about 4. You can have whatever number you want, but it's just in general 4 is the number. Peanut Butter's like, burn every copy. Now, this was a super powerful card. It's banned everywhere. It's banned in, I believe it was banned even in Standard at the time. Or was it banned in Standard? Maybe not. Maybe it was legal. They like banned the fast mana and they let Tinker rule. I don't know for how long though. A treasure for Portal to Phyrexia. Oh yeah, that's right. Portal to Phyrexia, that's a super good target, especially in Commander. Portal to Phyrexia. So what? You make your opponent sack their creatures, and then you get the creatures. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent sacks 3 creatures. At the beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's Phyrexian in addition to its other types. That'd be an absolute sick thing to do. I'm a filthy Urza player. Well, I gotta learn from you, Steve Cooper. I'm thinking of making an Urza deck. I just think it'll piss my friends off. But at the same time, my friends are power creeping their decks anyway, so I feel like power creeping back. You know what I'm saying? I feel like power creeping it back. Okay, the big squid, keep it banned. There's already good things to tutor for, and it only gets better with each busted artifact they print. That's true. Come on, your commander. So here's the deal. How is this banned and natural order is like fine? Or are people arguing that natural order should actually be banned as well? What is the difference? Tell me the big difference. It's actually interesting. This card is actually quite banned. Banned in Oathbreaker, Historic, and Brawl. Banned in a lot of formats. Oh, it's a game changer. See, it's a game changer. Natural Order. So why can't we have this card a game changer? Blightsteel Colossus. So what? So what? Big deal. Just Swords to Plowshare it. Swords to Plowshares bounce. There's answers everywhere. Yeah, give me Tinker. Hey, look, it's already been established that Natural Order like effects are game changer like. This is basically a Natural Order, so why can't we make this a game changer? And also, can't you hold on? How's that? Search your library for a green creature. Damn. Okay. I was about to pull out. Well, you can just get a Blightsteel with your Natural Order, but you can't. It's got to be a green creature. I feel like artifacts are more broken than creatures still. Most of the time, people don't even get Blightsteel, even in Vintage. They get what's it called? There's a lot of better. I wouldn't say better creatures. There's different creatures more resistant to removal. Because the thing is, if you get Blightsteel doesn't really have a whole lot of. I mean, I know it's indestructible, but I mean, if you target with anything, probably it's going to get rid of it. Whether it be like Solitude, Swords to Plowshares, you bounce it back to your opponent's hand. Yeah, I mean that probably they'll get something that's worth more value, like Bolus's Citadel, and there's like Steel and Wind, Sphinx of Steel and Wind, I think. So like a lot of players get this card because at the very least you can get protection from like red and green. Get a little bit of protection, maybe a little bit value. Also, you can just chump block this thing. I know it has trample, but if you chump block with 2 toughness, then you only take 9 poison, all right? It's not that bad. Tinker can get Gleemax. Natural Order is a lot more narrow. Have to sack a green creature. Has an extra pip. Can only get a green creature in mono green deck. It's the same. But in a multicolored deck, it is more limiting. You can get a Traxa with that card. You can get a Traxa with Natural Order. Nothing limiting about it. You can get this out on turn 1. Sack Solar. All right. Okay. You all talk the talk. I did my best. Okay, it turns out we didn't look at this card. Or I don't know if we did. We're going to look at it more officially today. Tolarian Academy. Tap, add a blue to your mana pool for each artifact you control. I think this is maybe my favorite super banned card out of all banned cards in Magic the Gathering. I love the art. I love the effect. I love the gold mana symbol here. It's just perfect. This is perfection here. This is what I imagine a card should look like if it's like super banned. It's got some sort of prestige and exquisiteness about it. Keep it banned. Ban Cradle too. So yeah, remember, Cradle is legal. Can we unban Tolarian Academy? Make it a game changer. We're making it a game changer. Fast mana has to remain banned. This is fine. AI made a card that gave every land this ability. Banned just for the ugly card border. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that board. That's classic. I think the border back then is better than the border we have today. I like the white text on a darker border than the black text we have on a lighter border. Just straight up nope because of treasure, food, clue, and blood tokens. You know what? That's a pretty good reason. So as time has gone on, Tolarian Academy is a little bit more power craft. Although I would counter and say Tolarian Academy, forget it. You can splash green and red and whatever. Because like you're not gonna get any blood tokens in a mono blue deck. Similar with food, and maybe treasure. But of course, if you splash, not a problem at all. Okay, we got an unban from Beanpot. Raznap with the push treasure. With the push treasure these past years, it's more and more ban worthy. We too scared about Tolarian Academy here, are we? Yeah, it dies to Wasteland. You know, these cards wouldn't be nearly as powerful if we normalized land destruction. We need a little bit of that LD, all right? You need a little LD in your deck. There's nothing wrong with a little LD. And we as a community need to be more open to getting our lands blown up. It's like, okay, my lands got blown up. Oldest strategy in Magic the Gathering, okay? The oldest strategy. I've had my lands blown up since I was a child. Christopher be 7 minutes behind. Want more skinless guys from Time Walk? Walk the Aeons? Oh, God. Aeons. What does this look like? Oh, yeah, there's the skinless guys. That meat on those bones. They help push things. It's not like Cradle at all. It's easier to destroy creatures than artifacts. We got Argentina. When you blow it up, it can already be tapped to generate a gazillion mana. Okay, maybe we need more proactive cards like Damping Sphere. All right, anyone heard of Damping Sphere? Damping Sphere says if a land would make 2 or more mana, it's not. It's not going to make anything. It's going to make a colorless mana instead. Take off the reserve list too. I think, that's actually a really good point. I think that was made in one of the other shows that it's super unlikely that these reserve list cards are going to become game changers because that would just explode the price of them. And also Wizards can't benefit from unbanning those cards because, well, they can't reprint them. So they are just way more likely to unban cards into game changers if they can reprint them. It would make my friend who plays Urza happy, so unban it. Yes! Look at how we're handicapping Urza too much. We need to unban Tinker, Tolarian Academy, Sundering Titan. It's all got to come off. Love the argument saying, have a problem with fast mana, try Stacks. Yeah, that's right! Stacks brings balance. This is not such a bad Stacks card. I mean, you can still play all your spells as normal. Nothing should be banned because they make cards to counter everything called counter spells and stuff. LOL. And cards that don't get cast, they have land or permanent destruction. There we go. We have a purist in the house. Ban the reserve list. Don't want it anymore. Give me dual land reprints. Just print it. We got the printer. Just print the damn thing. It's blue mana. It's blue mana. Ban it for forever. All right. No Tolarian Academy. Blue loses once again. Okay, I think this is a weird card. I have no opinion about this. The 3-mana sorcery, Trade Secrets. Target opponent draws 2 cards. Then you draw up to 4 cards. That opponent may repeat this process as many times as they choose. This card is garbage. Except in a 4-player game, maybe it has some playability. Because 2 players can gang up on the other 2 players. Oh, major politicals cards.
No,
oops,
God,
no.
Please, no.
No, it turns the game into 2 versus 2. Doesn't that happen in Commander normally anyway? Nope. Collusion the card. Yeah, busting EDH and only in multiplayer. Unbanned, so I can deck myself and die. That's very funny. It's worse than Ancestral Recall. What do you mean by worse? It's like it's a more dangerous card or not? This is a cheating card, says Argentina. 2v1v1. Okay, we have we got 1 person for unban. Doesn't this just deck out the player who plays it? No, because they may. Remember, a target opponent draws 2 cards, then you draw up to 4 cards. That opponent may repeat this process as many times as they choose. So, oh, are you saying we can? So target opponent draws 2 cards, then you draw up to 4 cards. So I draw 1. That opponent. Oh no, okay. Okay. So we're the one who cast the card. We're the ones who don't have to keep drawing if we don't want to. The person that we targeted with Trade Secrets, they can keep the gravy train going if they want to. Okay. Daniel says unban. Blue is weak, so unban. And Toads is like, I didn't know it was banned. Oops. Wait, what? You've been playing with this the entire time? No one's called you out on it? I didn't know it was banned. Okay, huge collusion card. Isn't that just part of the game? 2 players draw their decks and become 1v1. Nope, this card. Remember, people, it doesn't matter how many cards are in your hand. All that matters is how many you can play per turn. To be honest, it's from a Commander precon. It's actually from Onslaught. So this actually dates before Commander existed. I think this dates before Commander existed. Vibrant Toucan, keep it banned. It just turns the game into a 1v1 and basically locks the rest out. Oh yeah, so like the players with all the cards. What the F? Stock up now $13? Oh, stock up? Well, that has nothing to do with trade secrets. Okay, so what? We're not in love with trade secrets? Okay, is this... It's not game changer worthy? Okay, so I guess the idea is like... I want to know how it works in CEDH. Would players really want to keep drawing cards for eternity? Would players be so damn greedy? Like, the thing is, the way it should work is target opponent draws 2 cards, you draw 4, and then that's it. And then it should just stop there. And then if the player keeps drawing cards, they are a moron. They are basically playing into the player who plays with trade secrets. So it's just 3 mana, draw 4, and someone else draws 2. Then you bounce the once per turn casting enchantment. Oh yeah, or your collusion partner does. You're talking about the other one. You can keep all the cards in your hand all you want. Well, okay, sounds like there's no love for trade secrets. Sorry, trade secrets. Okay, come on. This can't be banned. This objectively is not that crazy. Upheaval, 6 mana. Sorcery, return all permanents to their owner's hands. There are a lot of cards like this. Now, I agree, they are for more mana. But there's a lot of cards like this. There's no way that in a CDH realm, like this is legal. Look how many competitive formats where this is legal. Modern, Legacy, Vintage. They don't care. If you bounce, whatever. No big deal. This is just blue Shahrazad? No, not exactly. Because Shahrazad, you still have the current game you still have to play. Upheaval says the current game ends, and we're gonna play just a new game. It's more like a Karn. Look at it more like a Karn Ultimate, Karn Liberated Ultimate, where you're just playing another game. Isn't this just Cyclonic Rift for everybody? Yeah, that's right. But remember, it bounces the land, so it's actually even much harder to redeploy all the cards. Spartan's like, I had no idea Upheaval was banned. Wow. Daniel says, this card can get political if you try to convince the opponent to repeat the process of you agree to draw less cards. Oh, you're talking about the other card. If Cyclonic Rift is legal, then this should be too. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. This goes right next to Armageddon, Game Changer it, and then you're forgetting this hits lands. That's fine, yeah. That's not a problem. Look, I've played with and against Upheaval, all right? Sometimes you just get Upheaval. Sometimes you just play another game 2 in game 1. Argentina says unban, otherwise may as well ban Sunder. Okay, we got to unban it now. Okay, there was some love for this card. Tier 4 and 5 players should be fine with this. Rift doesn't hit the lands, guys. So Jonathan's not a believer. But my land, look, remember, in bracket 4 and 5, they don't care. Land destruction is fine. Bring on Armageddon. All right, this card can be a game changer. And now this card. I never understood exactly why this card was banned. Yawgmoth's Bargain. Necropotence is legal. And Necropotence is 3 mana. This card is 6 mana. And it is banned. What? In what world does that make any sense? Now, I get it. Necropotence is delayed card draw. But it's still faster. You're getting those cards faster than Yawgmoth's Bargain. I mean, way faster. Because with Yawgmoth, I mean, anyway, that's the way I look at it. I understand there are some differences. Yawgmoth's Bargain, it might be a lot slower to get out, but when you do get it out, you can, like, I don't know, pay almost all your life and draw a bazillion cards in one turn. Mind you, by the time you get this out on turn, what, maybe 4-ish, you might not have as much life total as you thought you did in the first place. Yeah, draw 39 cards immediate. That's we call that value, Argentina. We call that value. Also, you put yourself at risk of dying to a gut shot. The Ghost of Thomas Jenkins says this should be a game changer. Bryce says this card is ban-worthy and we should just ban Necropotence. I would also like to add that this card is completely unrestricted in Vintage. So Vintage usually takes all the super broken cards and makes them restricted to a 1 copy, just like an EDH. Vintage is like, you can have 4. Who cares? Nobody cares. Draw your whole deck if you want to. No big deal. Okay, we have an unban here. This also does an exile stuff going to the grave. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't realize that. Okay, well, make whatever you want out of this. I draw 39 cards. Opponent plays plays desert. For anyone that doesn't know what desert is. Oops, I look up dessert. Plays desert. Tap. Deal 1 damage to target attacking. Oh, sorry. No. Desert. It's a different desert. Do 1 damage to target attacking creature. What's the one? There's one when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to people. I don't know what it is, though. It's the red one, right? Shoot, I don't know what it's called. I guess we're just not looking at it. Sun-Scorched Desert. Why didn't that show up? Where's Sun-Scorched Desert? Or am I just blind? Oh, I am blind. Yeah, Sun-Scorched Desert. There we go. ETB deal 1 damage. So you got to win immediately. But I think that's the plan. The Yawgmoth Bargain players, if they play it, they just plan to win immediately. If you're paying 39 life, you better have a plan to win the game. There are damage lands that are deserts, correct? The desert dual lands. Okay, anyway, that's any of the Thunder Junction deserts. Narset counters this basically. There we go, balance. It's a balanced environment for Yawgmoth's Bargain. Ad nauseam is similar enough that I feel it could be unbanned. Oh, that's a good point. So with ad nauseam, there's a lot of cards in that deck. You don't even pay any life. You reveal a land, you reveal a 0 mana artifact. You're just drawing cards like crazy. This is a very, very, very good point. Just as I used to have a first turn kill deck with Bargain, using the Lotus Petals and Rituals and Mind Over Matter and Drain Life. That sounds absolutely broken. That sounds like a very kitchen tabletop level deck. Just Mindslaver the Bargain player. Easier said than done. Countered by Notion Thief. It'd probably be really hard to get them because any reasonable Bargain player will be just like, okay, pay 1 life. And then, actually, hold on. It doesn't Notion... No, I think Notion Thief does something else. Notion Thief. That's the search deck one, right? Oh, no. No. That's not. Thinking of the other card. Okay, so that, yeah, it would only work for the first life paid. After that, they're not gonna... It's not like they're gonna put 39 triggers on the stack before letting them all resolve. Yeah, we got Bowmasters too. Bowmasters is a really good answer to this thing. This card needs significantly less support than Ad Nauseam. I mean, technically, yes. You can build your deck however the hell you want and get a lot of power, derive a lot of power from this card. Whereas with Ad Nauseam, you want to be way lower on the curve to make the best use out of it. Okay, but okay, so it seems like we're a little mixed, but I think for the most part, people are okay with unbanning this card. All right, so Yawgmoth's Bargain, congratulations. You are going to become a game changer. Although I think the odds of it coming off into a game changer list is basically 0 because it is technically a reserve list card. All right, I hope everyone enjoyed that series. I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot about basically everyone's tastes and attitudes towards the ban list. There's a lot of cards on that ban list probably shouldn't be there, especially in the more competitive range of Commander. All right, and if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to be part of the show, or even Super Chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, Coffee Crew, for being here today. People like Little Deadfly, Argentina, Jess, Bryce, Oldboy, Arian, Pedgeman, Steve Cooper, Raznap, Christopher B, Matthew Green, Arian. Who else? We got the Ghost of Thomas Jenkins, Sheelan, Colossus, Bean Pot, Argentina. Because where would I be without all of you? So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees. We're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.